Ever since we've seen The Fiend, we've been theorising and talking about what it is that makes The Fiend so dominant. Even to the backstage part where what is it that makes Vince McMahon love The Fiend. And of course we've been theorising and talking about his opponents, especially recently on the channel. And I think what we saw on Monday Night Raw is definitely worth considering. Of course, I'm talking about Seth freaking Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah. We thought he had changed into this Messiah gimmick. Well, last night, he was very, very different. Seth came to the ring looking like he hadn't slept. His hair was a mess. He was in a complete and utter trance. And he literally just stood there. He was emotionless. It was completely insane. And then as Rey Mysterio hit him, Seth Rollins unleashed a vicious attack on Rey Mysterio, driving his eye into the steel stairs and literally pushing it into the stairs to the point that they had to take Rey's mask off to treat him. There was blood coming out of his eye. And then we saw Rey backstage and we saw Seth checking on Rey Mysterio. Of course, Seth seemed to have no knowledge of what actually happened. He said as much. He didn't know what happened out in the arena. So obviously he just unleashed this massive attack on Rey Mysterio. So how the hell do you not remember that? It makes you think that there may be something else going on here. And of course the first thought is The Fiend. The two had a good series of matches at the course of 2019. And of course it makes sense that Seth could have changed. We saw it recently with Seth's promo during the contract signing with Drew McIntyre for their match at Money in the Bank. Seth told us that this was bigger than Drew McIntyre. He told us that this wasn't about him. It wasn't about Drew. It was more than that. There was more going on. And one day, Drew McIntyre will completely understand. And I think we may have overlooked something. Both Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins were challengers for world championships at Money in the Bank. And both were playing the same story, that they wanted to unburden their opponents, the champions, of the championship belts that were a burden. Now, when you look at The Fiend's opponents, Finn Balor's kind of already changed. He went away for a while and came back as the Prince with this whole new attitude. Seth Rollins did become the Messiah, and now he seems to be manifesting into an even darker version of the Monday Night Messiah. And of course, when you talk about Bray's real opponents, the only other person to talk about at the moment is Daniel Bryan. Now, what that means for Daniel, who knows? But I think if this is happening, if this is real, Daniel Bryan is the person to be watching, because I think he could potentially change as well. But you got to remember the timestamps here. Finn Balor was the first opponent and he changed originally. Seth is now manifesting. Daniel Bryan may have a few weeks or months to go yet. And I think it's interesting to look back at what The Fiend has done and think that this could be a reason why Vince loves The Fiend. It's a way to generate this new character in superstars that to wrestling fans become stale, like Seth Rollins. And now the wrestling world is talking about Seth. It's worked. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time. Peace!